And now we're live again. Welcome, everybody, out there in the far distant interwebs, way far away across the cold northern continents, where great legends of Vikings and Beowulf and the dragon Fafnir and all these fascinating things from across northern Europe that inspired Professor Tolkien. It inspires us too. We're going to talk about The Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies. We have very special guests who are on our show, so we can talk about all things Lord of the Ringsy and Hobbity. Lots of Hobbity goodness. I see Hobbity goodness off stage. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, may I please introduce the Hillywood show stars, the Hillywood sisters. Yay! Hello.
And there's people here if you hear people. There's people here.
This is quite exciting to be here in the Nerdist showroom here in the back of Meltdown Comics, which, as you know, is the grand mecca of all geekdom here in Los Angeles. All the coolest stuff that you could ever find or hope to find for any nerds, geeks, super cool people who are into sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, video games. They even opened up a gaming department now. You can get all these cool games here. Welcome to Meltdown. Welcome to our show, Torn Tuesday.
Hello. Welcome. Hi, guys.
Yay!
Hilly, Hannah, Cliff, TheOneRing.net.
Never Hillary.
No, only Hillary if I'm in trouble.
Oh, and there's still trouble.
Yeah.
There's still occasion for
Some
trouble.
trouble, but it's always just Hilly.
And our phone is ringing. Our hotline is available for any of you guys to text or to call in. However, we're going to do a segment of the show first before we get onto our hotline. Hello, omniscient voice in the far distance. Please remind us what the number is for our Torn hotline. Area code 53064, that's number 4, FRODO. We do that on every show. Yeah, action in slow motion, fighting a troll in slow motion.
Yes.
Okay, I'm very excited to have you here. We've had an excellent day with a first leg of our journey. Took us about 45 minutes to get out of Bag End, but we got there eventually. It took us about that long to get out of Bag End. Actually, I like that. Okay, we have a whole trilogy of Hobbit films that are out now. You guys are experts at doing parody in these fantasy worlds and science fiction worlds. The best parodies on the internet. You guys subscribe to the Hillywood show, and you'll see that over 100 million viewers across the world cannot be wrong. You're going to love what you're going to see here. Yes, I see little clapping here in the audience. We're going to talk about our common love as Ringer fans, our common love of Professor Tolkien and his works, and we're even going to talk about the success, the relative success, of what Peter Jackson has created in this 3-film saga of The Hobbit. So, once again, it's area code 530, number 6, number 4, FRODO. Now you know. But we're going to talk to our friends, we're going to take audience questions, and then we'll get to the hotline a little bit later in the show. So don't blow up my phone. Don't blow up my phone. Yet. See, if I had some hair, I'd be able to do what you can do. So you always get to do this. And I don't get to throw my hair back, so I throw my scarf. Should it have stayed a 2-film set? Do you think it was wise to make it a 3-film set of films? Because we know Del Toro was going to do 2 films.
I was just thinking that when I watched it again. I was thinking, God, this was going to be 2 movies. Like, that's so... When I look at it now, I feel like that's a lot to cover. But then I also review, like, they did add a lot
To it. You know, a lot of side stories, a lot of characters. I do enjoy that it is spread out, just because I can't say no to Peter Jackson. You know, the more the merrier. But there's some things that maybe, you know, didn't, for me, like maybe Alfred was a little lengthy, or someone else was a little lengthy, like something to where I'm so into Bilbo and the Hobbits that it was a little. Okay, get let's get back to the story. You know?
I said that in every review I wrote. I said when Martin Freeman is off the screen, you miss him.
Yes,
you miss him when he's not there, because he was that good.
Well, he's the Hobbit. It's the Hobbit.
It's his movie.
Yeah.
But then we have several other storylines going on. We have other digressions in the story. And go back to 1977. if you have to, because you'll notice that they did The Hobbit in about 96 minutes.
Yeah, they did.
The whole thing. Of course, there was no Beorn.
That's what
In the animated version,
version.
there was no Tauriel, there was no Beorn.
Radagast.
There was no Radagast. It was a shorter adaptation, but not less effective. I talked to fans when they went to the Hobbit trilogy screening. Our good friends at the Chinese theater said, "Come and join us for an all-day affair. We'll start at 12 noon, and
fun.
you'll get to be the first audience to see Battle of the Five Armies when we put all three movies
Back to
together."
back.
Right.
So I was standing in the lobby talking to our friends as they came out, and I said, "Does it work? Does all this Hobbit stuff work better when you see all three together of a piece?" And they said, "Yes, absolutely. It works so much better instead of waiting a year and that long cliffhanger
Yeah.
between the dragon leaving and then we have to deal with him in the new film."
I thought Smaug was so short.
Yes,
I know, I wanted to see
yes,
more.
you wanted to see more.
Yeah, I was pretty sad. I was like, I know he has to die, but if we could just extend a couple lines longer,
A
that
little
would
bit.
be great. Because seeing it in 48 frames 3D.
Yeah.
ugh.
IMAX.
I couldn't,
IMAX.
I couldn't
Me
get
too.
enough of it because like I had seen the second movie in IMAX, in that frame rate, in that 3D, and
Yes.
Smaug was the best part by far of the entire movie for me. I was like, he's real. Oh my god. So when it came to this
Yes.
third movie, I was like, oh my god, I get to relive it all over again.
I was
Really
aggravated.
short?
I was aggravated that they didn't deal with the dragon and have the dragon meet his ultimate fate at the end of Desolation of Smaug. I thought that was kind of messy for the narrative of the third act. I really had issues with that. Then we get to see this amazing beginning
Yeah,
of Battle of
yeah.
the Five Armies. That's our payoff.
Yeah.
That's our payoff.
It was an exciting intro.
Well, because picture it without. Then it would just start with a bunch of people washed up on shore. So, like, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they wouldn't have an exciting opening.
No,
They just have
just
refugees.
think about it. It would be Alfred and the people arguing about, with Bard King and pushing and screaming and
Too much Alfred.
yeah, it'd be that would be like the beginning,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't
I get
already
it.
see the the hobbits all up or the
Side
Bilbos.
question to my producer, because I usually co-host with Justin. Do you think that there was, in this theatrical version of Battle of the Five Armies, do you think we saw a truncated version of dealing with Smaug and the attack on Lake Town?
I loved it.
Did it seem to be shorter than it was really supposed to be?
No,
No?
I think it was perfect.
You thought it was perfect?
How many times have you seen it?
7.
Yes,
I've
seen The
only
Hobbit
seen-
7 times.
How many have you?
3.
3
3
too.
times, yes, 3 is the magic number.
A high 3 instead of a high
It's a
3.
high 3, it's a high 3, not a high 5. You?
Twice.
Twice?
She took off and went and watched it without me another one of the days.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, Mr. Proto.
This was a scarf for a moment. I went to see it.
Stay over here, but I'll go with the ring to the movies.
I loved this third film more than I thought I would.
Out of the 3?
I was so aggravated last year with DOS. But
Really?
Yeah, it was. This movie made it and pulled so many things together, and I want to know if you feel the same way. Do you like this new one the best?
I really enjoyed it, almost like the first time I watched it. The second time I watched it,
Mm-hmm.
it's like it was that thing. I want to go back to Bilbo, only because I'm so in love with that character.
Mm-hmm.
However, I did enjoy the other parts. But the first time seeing it, I was just blown away. I was just flabbergasted. I was like, "This is amazing."
Yeah.
I don't know if I really love it more than the second one because I just love Smaug so much,
Uh-huh.
and it's just so close to the book to me that I'm just like, oh, the feels. But I don't know.
You know what I liked
loved
about
it.
Desolation of Smaug was Mirkwood Forest.
That was good.
I think that's why I like it so much. But other than that, because now seeing it for the 3rd time,
Right.
I like this one, I think, the best.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like it's just the whole time I'm like, oh yeah, I like this scene. Oh yeah, I like this scene. Like and when Desolation, I saw it twice, and I was like I liked it, but there, you know what I mean? Like it's not as,
I get what you're saying.
yeah, there's something
I get
there.
what
you're saying.
It was a great, yeah, I loved it. I think I liked it the best.
A show of hands. You like the second one the best? A
No,
show of-
third.
The third one. You like the third one the best? Yeah, I like the third one the best. Just a note to everyone who's watching our live show. We're really glad that you're watching us live. You can participate in the chat, but we're not taking calls right now, so stop blowing up my phone. We're not taking hotline calls, but we will when we get to that segment.
We'll
of the
get
show.
to it.
We'll get to it. I promise.
Promise.
I
But first we must discuss.
we have to figure these
We must
things out.
discuss.
I am so blown away by the fact that Peter Jackson has put so much effort.
Oh, poor Peter. That I feel so bad for that
Yeah,
man.
he's worked very hard, and his team.
But
his
it's
team of
paying
people.
off. It's
Yes.
paying off. and
Second
I'm
week,
happy for
box,
him.
top box office.
Yep.
It was worth
Second
all
week in a
that
row.
struggle for him. I'm so happy for him.
I agree.
Well done.
Well done. A
Wow.
very, very big job. A job very well done. But let's put it this way. Extended editions are what it's all about for me and for a lot of fans because they want to see more stuff and have more Peter Jackson goodies.
Yes.
Who here, raise your hands, who has seen the extended edition of Desolation of Smaug? Yes, only a couple of people in the audience. One person?
I just
I
got
think
it for
I-
Christmas from her, and I
You've
haven't
got
been
it.
able to watch it yet.
It's so great.
Is it?
It fixes a lot of the
Bjorn.
problems that I had with Desolation of
Bjorn?
Smaug.
Bjorn, yeah.
They went back to Fellowship of the Ring, where there's this single shot of the dwarven rings, and the camera is right over the table.
And they
there's
all pick it
7
up.
rings in a circle, right? And everybody reaches in and grabs a dwarven ring, and they look at it, and all the dwarf lords
Mm-hmm.
are mentioned in that dialogue. So they went back to that exact ring, recreated the exact same design, and they put that dwarven ring of power on Thrain. Thrain, who you know is Thorin's
just got
dad,
goosebumps.
and he's in
Woo!
the movie, and there's so much
So
good
cool.
stuff, so much good
Oh my
stuff.
God.
That attention to
How did you
detail.
already see those?
She saw it.
I watched it.
She watched it, but we didn't. We
Why
don't want
did
to.
you wait for me?
I don't want to spoil anything for you, but
I thought you
you're
wanted to
gonna
wait
like
for
it.
the behind
You're
the
gonna like it.
scenes.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, that's her excuse. Oh, behind the scenes.
Well, I thought
yeah,
that's
all
what
like
we were
9
waiting
hours.
for. Yes.
It's
No, I
good
want
stuff.
to watch it.
I haven't watched the behind the scenes of
Okay.
Disney.
I haven't seen it yet.
You'll get to enjoy that. I won't spoil too much, but I praise the filmmakers as much as I can. I have problems with some of the things they do in this adaptation, but when I can praise the filmmakers, I do my best. And the addition of Thrain into Dol Guldur made the movie so much better. So good. And I stopped and wondered, why would they cut him out? Why would they take this great character and take him out of the film in the theater version that we saw?
I don't know.
I know. It was so good. It was really, really, really good.
Like I really liked. I know it. Like okay, Bomber didn't actually touch the water before he fell asleep, but I liked that whole like sleepy bit. Where they're,
That
like,
added stuff.
Like Bilbo, I love the way they edited it. Like it was such a good
Mm-hmm.
moment. It reminded me so much of the book that like when I saw the movie, I was like, oh, they cut it out, but that was such a good part.
It was.
It's
So
one of those things where you're just kind of like, no, go back. Oh no, it's over. Like you can already tell.
it is funny how it looks like fan service is happening. This is a quote we have amongst our fan group. When the filmmaker is doing something not to make blockbuster ticket sales, but he's putting stuff into the films just to satisfy us, the hardcore fans.
Yeah.
That's what that extended edition is all about. The addition of the white hart, the stag. That white stag, which we see in the book, it's such a great visual moment.
I feel so left out.
And you got, no, catch up.
I feel so left out.
No.
I'm just sitting here like,
No, it's really good.
Let's find out what you would like to add in for extended edition of Battle of the Five Armies. Let's talk about that for just a minute. What do you think would be good for him to add in?
personally would have liked to see Bjorn more.
Thank you. I was just going to say
It
that.
was like,
More Bjorn.
Rodman, what happened? Like, it was just like this man falling out of the sky and turned into a bear, and he's like, "Rah," and that was it.
And that was it.
2.2
I was
seconds.
like, yeah, 2 seconds.
2 seconds,
I
and
was
that
like,
was
what
it.
happened? Where did everything go?
That's frustrating to
that
me.
that was upsetting a
Yeah.
little bit. But I'm just being a picky fan. I'm not.
I
trying to
would
be one of those
like-
people that's like.
I'm wondering, because we did see so much of Alfred. I'm wondering if he did meet his fate, and that's extended.
Maybe.
Because I feel like there was so much of him, and it felt like it was leading up to it, like bad karma was gonna happen, and like it didn't.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that's extended, and they just figured, let's just leave him in there, let him live for now. Like I don't know.
Instead of having him meet his end.
Yeah, because I felt like the character was building, and a lot of people that I've talked to at the theaters are like, I was starting to like hate him. Because
Yeah.
like he is like a coward, and you're kind of like it's gonna come back at you.
Yes, and we see his cowardice and
That
his
is
avarice
true.
over
It was
and over
kind
again.
of an
It-
awkward ending because he just ran off.
Because we didn't see him after
And
his
he had,
flip was
like-
showing.
I thought he was like gonna get beaten or something around the corner. He had all the gold and stuff, so I was like, oh, something's gonna happen.
Because
And then,
in
of
the
course-
whole the
Yeah.
whole concept of the movie
Yeah.
is that gold is like evil. Like
Yeah.
there's evil in gold, and he's having it. So you're just like waiting, and I'm like he's gonna, and I'm like, what happened to Alfred? And like the credits are rolling. I'm like, oh, that's right. Never got back to him. Maybe that's extended.
Yeah, maybe.
And then I would also like to see, when Bilbo sneaks out. Isn't there a part in the book with him and Bomber falls asleep? And that's why he's able to get the rope and
Yes.
And he's hurrying back
there's
so
a part
Bomber doesn't wake up.
Bomber is watching,
Yeah.
standing guard at the gate.
Yeah,
That scene at the gate where Thorin got really, really, really angry.
that was good.
And Bilbo honestly revealed that he gave away the Arkenstone as a ploy for peace, as my claim. He says, this was my claim to the treasure. My share, and I'm giving it away. That scene works as well as it does work because it's word for word
Yeah.
by Tolkien
Yeah.
from the book.
Of course, it's Tolkien.
That's when it works best. That's when I think the scene is so good. It's so very good. My other favorite scene was the silent moment where there's no dialogue between Gandalf cleaning out his pipe,
That was adorable.
giving this sidelong look at Bilbo, and Bilbo's just looking at him, and they just don't say anything.
Just
and they
trying
sit
to
there
like
together.
make him smile.
Yeah.
And then finally, once he smiles, then
Yeah.
Gandalf's like, okay, you're still okay. Like he's just trying to get that
Yeah.
out of Bilbo.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
So cute.
That was
You
brilliant.
know what my favorite part
That was
is?
brilliant.
Is I have two. One is when Bilbo and Thorin are pulled aside from the group, and then
Oh.
Thorin does the whole "I will not give one single coin," because I was a little nervous how they were going to take that book into screen, because I was afraid people would just think he was a crazy, like, greedy dwarf. But the way they showed it was like you could see it was a sickness. That the editing was like slowed down. You could feel the weight of it, and Bilbo's panic was beyond. Like I love. Like for me, I was just like, that was so good. And then Dol Guldur with Galadriel, Elrond, and Saruman.
Oh, that's the
Gosh!
best. Everyone thinks that's the best. Do you guys like that part?
Oh, that was
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh my! I was like, yes, yes.
Yes.
I didn't realize, but at first I didn't
Galadriel
realize
was
that she had
queen,
the
slay
file.
mama.
Huh? She did.
I didn't realize that until like, because I was just like staring at like the scene and she's like, oh, and I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And then at the very end, I saw it was the file, and it took me all the way back to Lord of the Rings, and that whole power from whence you came. I was just like, I
You
almost
are
passed out.
nameless. I was like,
Nameless, faceless, formless.
yeah, it just
Amazing.
chills. I was like,
Amazing.
Things we learned from Battle of the Five Armies. When a 7,000-year-old Noldorin elf shows her true power, things get freaky. Things get really weird. Yes.
I have a question.
Yes, you have a question.
Oh, I know what your question is.
My
We
question
discussed
is,
this.
we did see, in the first unexpected journey, Radagast get attacked by one of the Nazguls, and they
Yes.
dropped the blade.
Yes.
The Nazgul was in its white flowy form that he saw on Weathertop when Frodo put on the ring.
That is right.
This was with the 9, but they were holograms.
They didn't seem exactly as ghostly.
They weren't
No, they're not.
like think
They
of
didn't
like
seem ghostly.
Frodo's vision when he gets stabbed, and then
Like a
also
ghost.
when Radagast gets attacked, it's that white with the crown. It was the same figure.
Yes.
So I don't know, and I was trying to be creative about it and say, why did they choose that? I'm like, maybe that's the way elves view them, or the wizards see them,
No,
or no, because Radagast saw him. Like, okay, well
Radagast
that's
saw-
just.
The Witch King of Angmar
Yeah,
is
they're-
the one we remember so visually from Weathertop.
But they're
And
they're
in
white
Fellowship
and
of the Ring.
flowy
They're
and.
That's
ghosts.
Frodo.
They're like ghosts. So when we
They
saw
are.
that, at first I didn't pay attention until she brought
What
it
does
up.
the chat room think?
Why are they like? Because did
anyone else notice
They're
that?
not ghost-like anymore. They're just like a hologram. That's what they look like a computer-generated like video game type thing.
They were still. I mean, I didn't
I
even
still
notice
liked it because
until I thought about it.
Because then when he like popped up and all 9 of them came up, I was like, wait, aren't they supposed to be like wispy ghost? I was
Yes.
confused. So
Because
that's
just
why
because
she's
we
thinking,
saw it in the
do
unexpected
the elves
journey.
see them in a different light because they have different eyes? Like, I don't know.
I was confused when An Unexpected Journey came out because I thought that Frodo, being
The
Mormon,
spirit world.
he couldn't see inside that Twilight world
right.
unless
Yeah.
he put the ring
Right.
on. So how could Radagast
Because
see
I thought
him?
because he was a wizard. That was my
Is
excuse
he,
for
is
it.
he given a special sight?
That's what I
an,
thought.
An Istari like
Yeah,
Radagast is
I
supposed
think
to have
so,
some special
yeah.
command of his senses that he can see.
Peter
anything he
Jackson,
wants to
call
see.
us and tell us.
What? But
We
what?
need
There
to
was,
know.
There was a design change. There was a little bit of a
Yeah.
design change, but one of the Nazgul looked like an Easterling, and he had a very recognizable helmet with
Yeah, yeah,
armor
yeah.
that looked like the Easterlings from
Yeah.
Return of the King.
Yeah.
Yes,
The Crown of the Olive.
because we like to pay attention to costumes of the costumes. What is it that they keep thinking that they can play fast and loose with the metaphysical rules of Professor Tolkien.
Maybe it just wasn't.
It's tricky because they weren't even supposed to be held prisoner. The Nazgul did not get entombed.
No.
That never happened in the book. But we get this whole subplot.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, it's okay. It's just like the movie making magic, I think, and trying to add a little bit more twist here and there too. Because like people
that's such a
of
good
the
part.
books, when they had seen the third movie, it was like, why is this character here? Why is this not like this? Because you know the book, so you fall in love with it.
Yes.
But people that don't know the book, it's the best movie in the entire world. So it probably is kind of like that little Hollywood twist on it to kind of get people interested in maybe watching that, and a little more action, like the little love story, that whole thing that was going on. But I mean, I enjoyed it. I could have done without a couple things, but I enjoyed it.
Okay, that's good.
That's just my
Very good.
opinion, my 2 cents.
I was so thrilled that Christopher Lee, at the right age of 92, Christopher Lee
Get it, Christopher.
kicking butt everywhere.
Yeah.
Being
Oh
so
God,
awesome.
leave Sauron to me.
Oh,
Everyone was blown away by the comment in the trailer. It was a
Don't
trailer
do
moment.
it, Sauron.
A big trailer
well,
moment.
yeah, it's Christopher Lee. He's like,
I anticipate in the extended edition, which I
we'll
hope
see a little bit of
we
that.
might see, the fact, what happens in the Return of the King. Pippin looks down, and in the rubble of Isengard, what does he find? A Palantir. Wouldn't it be kind of neat if Christopher Lee is looking around in the rubble of Dol Guldur, and what does he find after Sauron made a quick escape?
And you know what's sad? That's perfect because
Wouldn't that
when
be
I
great?
saw it with some friends, they questioned. They go, "So was he good?" Because they didn't read the books. And I'm like, "Oh, I wish there was a scene that connected how he got a little bit corrupt."
More corrupt. Well,
And then I wish they could have said, when Galadriel like sent him that way, I'm like, that way's like Mordor. But like they didn't understand that. I'm like, he's like banished way over there.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't think they
Mordor
understood.
is this way.
They're just like, where'd he go? And I'm like, back to hell. I'm like, no. I was like, you guys read the books.
Back to hell.
no matter how many changes they make, and no matter how many, going back to the ninth circle of, Dante's version. Okay. I like the idea that the filmmakers feel free. They have some freedom to make changes and to make things click in their cinema universe. But we, the hardcore book fans, still come back with the same questions about why is it this Nazgul looks a little bit different now, it's so fascinating. But we want the internal rules of this cosmos to work. We want all the rules of this cosmology to be watertight. That's what we want, because that's what Tolkien
But
gave
I
us.
feel like
Tolkien gave us books that were so well thought out, and everything was watertight.
I think that Peter really, like us as being a fan, we start judging right away. Why? Why did you do that? And when they come back and he starts explaining, like he did with Asgard, how they did the makeup, but it wasn't a menacing feeling. And then seeing that and then showing you like the computer, like you go, yeah, it's CG, but then you go, the impact of having that bigger figure, it's like you go, okay, I get it. Almost like he was like, forget it, just do the CG. Like he has a feeling, and I guess I trust him more than watching the makeup, if he feels that way.
Yeah.
Just got a hand up.
Speaking of CG, I think everyone knows what I'm going to say. Billy,
What happened?
With oh, sorry, we're getting messages from the hotline that are like really crazy.
It's Dane, right?
The scene where there's no dialogue between Gandalf and Bilbo at the end was the very last shot that Ian ever did as Gandalf. That's why they shot it that way. They wanted to just have a Gandalf moment, and Ian McKellen
But
knew
he
what
was
to do. He was gonna
perfect,
clean his pipe and look over. That was so brilliant.
That was perfect.
what
He's so
was
good.
the question again?
So
Sorry.
good.
CG, Billy
This-
Connolly.
The CG Billy Connolly.
What?
He really did look quite CG. We talked about that just last week, Justin and I, on our last live webcast.
Oh, sorry, I'm bringing it up again.
Evidently,
Snuff it out.
Justin, what we heard was that very similar to when they did the Mouth of Sauron, they were not satisfied with the way that the physical makeup effects were working, and they tried another attempt, and they had the makeup department do something different, and they worked on it for a couple of days and extended the shoot outside the Black Gate. As you guys remember, it was cut from the theatrical version because they figured it's not going to work. But Peter brought it back, and he put that back in the extended edition of
Yeah,
Return
And
of
it
the
was
King,
perfect.
and it worked just fine.
Yeah.
But I think he had the same issue with the makeup that they were doing.
Because he's like
Billy.
100%, 100% CG,
100%
except for
CG.
one shot of the back of his wig.
Yep.
100% CG.
They had a very complicated wig and
Yeah,
armor.
I
They went CG.
I thought that the voice was spectacular. I loved the accent.
Yes.
I loved that his hair was red. It kind of brought in like a Viking feel. It was cool.
Yes.
But I was really confused. And I guess to me, I looked at that and I said, how long did they have to actually create the CG? Because I feel like the CG could have been much better, but maybe they had a time limit and they could only do so much.
Well, it might have been a creative decision.
Yeah, like that
we got,
quick. That's
yeah,
all
it's
I
not
can
working.
think.
Let's just.
Because I was really disappointed with that CG.
Yeah, Mr. Connolly, I believe.
What'd he say?
Mr. Connolly hasn't said anything because he doesn't really talk to the Lord of the Rings press or the fan press because he's not a fan and he's actually carefully avoided talking with the fans. Billy Connolly I went up to him on the street in Wellington and I introduced myself. I saw him across the street, I went marching right across. I was there. I was in the downtown business district at Courtenay Place. I saw him. He was window shopping. I went right up to him with a warm handshake. Mr. Connolly.
My hands are really cold.
So, your hands are lovely. Yes, he just goes. And he looked at me like what? What on earth? I'm with the fan website, with TheOneRing.net, and all the fans are very excited about you being in the Hobbit film. And I was just kind of like, maybe I was a little bit too much of a happy schoolgirl because he couldn't handle it. And he was like, it's lovely to meet you. Yes, lovely. I'll see you on set tomorrow. Yes, and you know, and he really isn't connected the way we are. And
Wait, were you on set?
I was, yes. I was.
Where's that sword? I just found out he's in The Return of the King. Has a cameo.
Do you want to see?
And now he was on set.
Do you want to see the picture of my
And
costume?
he doesn't tell us or like store us away
I
in
didn't tell you. I thought I told
We're
you.
small enough to fit in a suitcase.
Here's my Minas Tirith armor. Here's my Hero armor. I was actually.
Oh my god!
This is old news to me. This is really old news. I thought you guys knew.
Guys, look! Look at him, his Minas Tirith garb. Did you keep it?
I did not
like-
keep it. I did not keep it. I almost kept
my
one of
God.
those Mirkwood mushrooms that I found sitting in a pile
Oh,
of
Gondor.
PVC pipes.
So
but I didn't
lucky.
keep it. I didn't
Oh
sneak off with
my
anything.
God.
There's a scene
so funny.
when Billy Boyd sings his song to Denethor, and there's all these shots of Faramir and his men who have reorganized a troop to go out from
Are
the
you
gate.
one of the heads they chopped off and flew over?
No. There's a bunch of people. The people are standing on the parapet, and I would have loved to have gotten my head chopped off for something fun like that. But here's what I did. I just stood there, and my job was just to stand there like this, with my pike, my shield on my back, and that's all I did. And the camera crane went right here, past my face, and went that way, and all you could do is just see me standing there on the wall while people were watching Faramir leave the city. And I had nothing to do at all except wear 75 pounds of heavy
that's heavy,
chainmail.
yeah.
Oh,
Yo.
what a poor thing
What a
to
poor
happen to
thing.
you. Oh
It
my
was
God.
so-
You're like,
so fun.
the whole time on set. Do you
The
see
whole time.
yourself in the movie?
Yeah, quite clearly. Yeah, you can see me.
Oh
Yeah.
I never knew. And we met you like before that movie came out.
Really? I thought that everybody knew. I thought
No.
that was really old. Okay.
You just
well,
didn't tell us. Show everyone else except us. The two like Lord of the
I'm
Rings
sorry.
freaks.
All right. Well, bring it back. Let's bring it back. I'm so
Bring it
down
back.
now. My favorite question. Reel it
Question
into-
in the chat.
Let's bring it into a question.
Are they
in the chat.
talking about the ring race? Because I want to know their
They were talking
opinion.
about the CG, and they wanted to know if you've ever done a video and then looked at the final edit and be like, man, I wish we could have changed that.
For us, the
us?
Hillywood show? Well, I think it would have been cool to have like a CG Shelob in our new Let It Go parody. But no, I mean, I don't think so. I mean, really, with our older videos, yeah, probably. there's a couple things that we could maybe change.
I can't think of anything because to me it's just like, yeah, maybe I could have, but people
It's
are
kind of
still
a blur.
enjoying. People are still enjoying the video, and it's a learning step each time for us.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, oh, we could have maybe done that a little better. We know, but maybe not everybody else, and so we'll change it next time.
But sometimes that's what's cool about movies, like when you watch like 80s flicks or really old movies and it looks really cheesy, but that's kind of like the magic of it, you know? So
Like
we could go back and fix everything, but we think that's kind of funny about it because we notice like, oh, someone's shoe was left unshot or there's a string here. So there's a lot of mistakes in a lot of our things, but I mean, it's part of like the magic of movie making. Nothing's perfect.
Yeah, even like scary movies now, like horror flicks, I don't think they're as scary as they were in the 80s with like The Thing, like
That's
the
for
puppet
sure.
and all that creepy.
Yep.
Nope. Done.
John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yes.
That's the one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
One of my favorite
Scary.
horror films.
It's
And one of
scary.
the greatest creature effects, a practical effect.
Yes.
One of the creepiest, crazy monster things.
That thing is nasty.
It is so awesome. It's nasty and awesome. Not a speck of CGI.
No. And
Nowhere.
it's stunning.
It is stunning. Yes. A question from the chat room.
My bro wants to know who did Sam's voice.
Oh, in the Lord of the Rings Let It Go parody, for those of you who are confused, in our latest
Yes.
parody, it was Andrew Bates,
Yeah.
who played Mad Eye Moody in our Harry Potter parody a couple years back, and he's also a voice actor. And then Brian Hull, who did the famous Let It Go Disney viral video, also contributed to Sam with regards to the shouts and some of the yelling, and he did Gollum's voice at the end. So
And Frodo.
Oh yeah, and Frodo. So the combination of the two of them working together created Samwise Gamgee.
And Frodo. And Gollum.
Yes.
Is this wonderful parody, this Lord of the Rings / Let It Go parody, is it the first time that you guys have let other people do your voices completely?
No.
No, it's not the
No.
first time you've done it completely.
No.
Okay.
No.
You've done it quite a few times.
Yes.
All right, just for the record. Okay, just in case anyone thinks this was a new thing.
No.
I don't have that good of a man voice. No.
Yeah.
Well, every time Peter Pan is played on stage, it's by a female actress. Every time. I don't know why this has become such a cultural standard.
I have my 2 cents on that too.
I would love your 2 cents. We want to talk about the fangirl experience and what it's like in the world of fantasy and science fiction for female fans, because it used to be back in the 80s quite the boys' club, but now things have really, really changed, and the advent of the fangirl is upon us, as they say. There are articles in Time magazine, articles about the San Diego Comic-Con. There's online stories. Everyone has become acutely aware of the influence of female fandom. What's your take on it, since you guys are really in the center of all this?
I just like it.
I don't really like being placed in the category of like, oh, they're girls and they're gonna scream like how they did for the Beatles. For me, we just like the same movies. Whether you're a boy or a girl or whatever, like, or an orc, you just like the same movie. And like, we're huge fans and we're passionate about it and we've read the books and we've done our thing. And I don't like when people are like, oh, well, if you like Star Wars, you're a nerd. Or if you like Lord of the Rings and you're like a reader, like you like to read books, that's weird. Or Harry Potter, yeah, you like wizards and stuff. It's like, no, it's like every person likes a fandom. It's just a fandom. You like the
You're a fan of
characters,
something.
you like the storyline, because everything's a story.
You guys
It's
didn't
just like a bedtime story.
You never felt any pressure or any? Did you ever notice that you were moving within, a boys' world of fandom? At any point, did you ever feel that? Because I guarantee you, when Star Wars came out in 1977, they didn't expect any girls would go and see it
Well,
at all.
we-
They thought it was a boys' movie.
We've realized as we've created things, because we'll watch our demographics online, how many
Yes.
females or how many males.
Yeah.
And I mean, we do know that Star Wars is more
More
males
male, yeah.
based, because you just see people in line, you see the autograph line, you see people on Facebook talking about their favorite movies or whatever.
Yeah.
But unless we really enjoy that movie, we're not going to do anything on it. Because we feel like we're not putting our passion and our heart into it, and it's going to be wishy-washy.
With that said, we freaking love Star Wars, so
Yeah,
don't take that. Please don't. No, not like that in the same context.
But as we've gone along, yeah, we've created Twilight females, but we've created like Walking Dead as well, and we've seen the male category starting to grow now. It's almost like up to 30% of males for us now.
But no, I don't
So,
think it's funny
I
like
don't-
playing in the
Yeah.
boys' world, because for us, like when we were younger, we liked boys' toys.
I love
Like,
those
it's
toys
just
when
like
I was little.
one of those things where you're just like, oh, I like the same thing. Cool. It's like, I don't think we should be categorized on
I
what
liked
we,
Batman way better than Barbie.
you know, what we should
I
watch
love
and
that
not
you're
watch.
saying that. I love this is a big component of this whole thing. What is it when you're in the toy store that one aisle is all pink and it's all, you know,
Because
and then
if you were to,
with the boys. Why?
it's because usually, and I was like it too. Usually, if you were to put like, you know, little kids, like the little girls would immediately be like sparkly. Because girls are like sparkly, and you know, and usually boys like to make more sound effects when they play, so they go vroom 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 with cars. Because girls, if you when they play,
little
they
girls
have
like,
and boys are
Talking versus action.
yeah.
Well-
So usually the action toys are like, you know, the Transformers, the Hot Wheels, things like that.
Yeah.
And for the girls, it's like the Barbie talking doll,
Shopping.
baby.
Yeah.
When I was a boy, when I was 11 years old, my favorite thing was the Arkenstone because it was sparkly. It was my favorite thing. Oh, like and the way Tolkien described it, I was mesmerized by this, and I thought this is so cool.
Yeah.
And now we have this beautiful version of an Arkenstone in the movie. And you know, go ahead.
I have a funny kid story too, because you said you like
yeah.
sparkly things.
I love
I
sparkly
didn't usually get like sparkly dresses and stuff. I used to go to like those weird like Indian shops that not saying that. I'm saying like those little like Indian shops where they'd have like stones that were cut with like fake diamonds in it, and I would buy them by the pound and be like, I got jewels, and I would like I'd play with that with my dinosaurs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So we were super like
I really think
bugs
it's just who
and
you are as a
dinosaurs
person.
and- yeah.
There's some people, like in life, when you see little girls, you could put two different toys and they'll grab the Barbie. Or you'll get the little girl that's kind of like more adventurous and like wanting to have a little more fun or tomboy, and they go, I want that Jeep. And they'll go play with the Jeep, and like I always wanted Hot Wheels. That was my thing.
Yep.
I liked Flash. I had tons of shirts with Flash. I'd run around as Batman. I'd dress up as like Marvel
She'd
characters.
cosplay.
Really?
Yeah, I would
You cosplay
cosplay.
that?
She was like
I would
4.
tell my mom to dress me up.
Wow,
And
that's
I'd
a
get
revelation.
mad if it was the wrong color shirt.
Really?
I knew at like the age of 5, I was like, no, his shirt's blue. And Batman has a mask, and she cut this white t-shirt and made holes, and I couldn't even see, they were like crooked. And there's a home video, and I'm like, I'm Batman. And I was Batman, and if you said Hannah, I go, Batman. And I would get mad.
Really?
Even at that young of age, I don't know why I wanted to dress up. I guess it's just different personalities, different people, or maybe the way you're brought up, what movies you watch.
Yeah.
What have you been raised on? And we were just more like on Batman, adventure, little things like that. So
Going more into that, it's weird because like, why do we get categorized like, oh, that's a boys movie, but like everyone can watch football? Like, there's a whole bunch of women watching football. Like, why is that okay? And like not like
now there's a
like
whole new
how come
slate
it's
of
like,
female
oh, you watch
reporters
football?
reporting on
That's so
football, yeah.
nerdy. Like what?
When grown men nerd out, they won't admit it, but they're geeking
They're
out.
nerding out
on
while
fantasy
watching football.
They're geeking out on football and NBA and March Madness.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see geeks that are not just Lord of the Rings geeks or Harry Potter geeks, but you want to see
No, but we're not
grown-ass
geeks.
men acting like geeks. Watch what happens when March Madness comes out. Then that's a different level of geekery. I just gotta say. But
We're not geeks. We're just people who like stories.
Exactly, but the word geek seems to have had a whole new reworking. Of
Yeah,
the meaning.
it's like Nerdist.
You get to
it's a cooler thing.
Embrace something that
Yeah.
you're passionate about.
But I feel like it's also on the turn side that the term geek has now been turned into nerd, and I feel like nerds are kind of looked at as in a good way now.
Yeah.
It's not really a negative anymore. Not like nerd.
No.
It's
You don't
more
picture like high pants and glasses anymore.
yeah, not really. It's more like, oh yeah, those cosplay people. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's that Comic Con crowd. Like,
Yeah.
they're like
Oh,
the
yeah.
movies. Oh, I met so and so at Comic Con. You did?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, my
Uh-huh.
stuff is really cool. You should come.
Yeah.
And dress up with me. We can go together.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I don't
Exactly.
feel like it's a negative thing really as much as it used to be.
To put a cap on this, I saw a reproduction of a 1970s magazine ad for Lego. Lego toys, everyone's favorite toys back in the 70s.
Except when you step on them.
Yeah, oh gosh, all that tender little feet, I'd step on them. But the little picture of a little girl, and she was dressed in suspenders and looking a little bit busy with her Lego thing, and it said, She built this herself, and it was a late 70s magazine ad, and it had a paragraph at the bottom where Lego was telling parents, don't just give Legos to boys. Even girls are creative. Even girls will pick up things like this, and they will construct something out of their own imagination.
That's so cute.
That was so forward.
Yeah.
I mean, progressive thinking, very progressive-minded for being, 40-year-old advertisement. And I think, and they reproduced it online, and it was like, this is a lesson that we need to pay attention to today. Why be shy about letting your child want to be creative with any toys that are in front of them, regardless of whether it's pink or black.
It's just
pink or blue.
playthings. It's like.
But we have a society where fangirls now is the big operative word. Everyone's talking about your success.
To me, a fangirl is the ones that go after like One Direction. That's a fangirl, I feel.
Okay. She's throwing the gauntlet down.
No, I'm saying that term. That's
The
what
term,
I
like
think
the
of.
Beatles,
Okay,
like
fangirl.
how that's fangirl. Like,
That to
fangirl.
me seems fangirl, because that to
Okay.
me, fangirl seems screaming.
Okay.
That's what I
But like
figured.
even so, like when they have like a
Well-
supernatural panel or whatever, like people scream, but you can feel like it's not the same as it was for like the Beatles or whatever. Like you can tell it's because they watch
Like
the
the
show, they watch
character,
the
the
story, they
story.
like the how it makes them like it's like an adventure. Like you can tell it's so much deeper than just like it's Justin Bieber. It's a lot more.
Gosh,
Chat box?
a chat question. Yes.
Question from the
Sorry,
chat. Will
chat.
you make Hillywood show toys?
So long as they can get my face right.
A little sand that says "Let it go, and then cries. Do you remember those toys where if you dump them in water, it would be like, and now they can see the tears or something?
Yeah, or it would change
It
color.
was like the Snow White Seven Dwarfs set. You could put them in a
yeah,
tub,
it was like hot or
and like
cold.
Bashful would turn red, Grumpy would turn angry.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that?
So we'd have
Those are- yeah,
we'd have a
those are
sand doll that if you dipped in the water, he'd come out crying.
Oh, poor Sam.
Let it go, let it
And
go.
Frodo's either angry or he's happy.
I think that Sean Astin was robbed of an Oscar nomination.
I think so too.
Yep.
He should have at least gotten a nomination for what he delivered in
He
Return of
shouldn't
the
have
King.
gotten a nomination. He should have won.
Just plain out won? Yeah?
He should have won, yeah.
What
Because
was-
what was he up against that year? Boring stuff? Like,
I am. I'd have to look it
I don't
up.
remember. But Lord of the Rings should have taken everything.
Could you ask them, Cliff, how they were able to fund these videos with the full crew that they have? Good question from our Torn hotline. Now, you answered this briefly when we had an earlier chat with this live meet and greet with the fans, but you had to put it all together with your own money at first.
Yes.
At first. Things are a little different now.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
first, when we first started the Hillywood show, we would take some of our pay that we were getting from teaching at dance studios.
Because we were like 16.
We were really, really young, and we were just doing it for fun. So we take a little bit of money and create these little things. Then after a while, we had fans that were purchasing merchandise, like a T-shirt or an autograph, and we would save, give 10% to St. Jude, and use the rest to make parodies. Sometimes we've had crowdfunding, like Doctor Who was funded by you guys, which are awesome, and you that are watching, hello. And now we're partnered with Nerdist, and they give some funding to help with our productions. Now, when you think that it's funding, there is a rumor going around about a certain amount that is given to us,
And it's
I
false.
wish it was true, but it's not.
It's
so
an
if you've been
outrageous
hearing,
high
no,
number,
it's
it's not
ridiculous.
true.
I wish. It's like, oh wow, well that'd be awesome.
It's like an actual budget.
So when we create these things now, it's still, when we create the parodies, yes, we have the budget, but I feel like the standard has gone up for Hillywood. So we go, how do we stay
Yes,
at that
it has.
level?
Yes.
So yeah, the budget may be a little bit bigger than what we've had before, but we also have to say, okay, now you have to start saying it's getting higher, it's getting bigger. We still ask for discounts for promotion. Like
We still have volunteers.
We still have volunteer crew that
Wow.
come out that will help. That I'll
Wow.
say, okay, I'll provide food on set for you today. Can you
Yep.
come help me?
Yes.
Because we want to make them as epic as we still possibly can. And we don't want it to come down the ladder. We still want to keep it up. So we have to be
Yes.
careful how we, budget everything now. But it's still a lot of volunteers, everyone working together to collaborate to make this happen. Because
Yes.
we all love what we do. So.
And then plus, like when we did the Lord of the Rings, like how much money did that movie actually cost?
Yeah.
to
And
me.
yeah, and that's the thing with like our parodies. They're not making fun of it. They're bringing it to life in a whole new way and making you feel different feelings and making you laugh, making you smile, making you kind of cry. And it's like we try to recreate it, so it's like you're taking like a multi-million-dollar movie and making it on like a piece of gum and a dime, like compared to their budget. So that's what's I think the most challenging for us is people don't realize like what
How
we're
do you make
doing.
it work? Type of
Like
thing.
that's
why
crazy.
I continue to be impressed because I've been an independent filmmaker myself, trying to make a documentary about Ringer fans. I know what it's like when you've got no money, but you've got to get the shot. And you've got to get it done.
And you make it work. Make it
You
work.
make it, and you always make it work.
Make it work.
Another quick question. I'm such a huge fan of you and Hannah! Exclamation point.
Thank you.
Your minds are genius. Ah, lovely.
Oh, thank you.
Science.
It blinded me with
You
science.
yes, thank you. Super good. I love that. Your minds are genius. But here's the question: what shot took the longest in this
I already
LOTR
know.
parody?
Oh wait,
The
don't.
longest shot to set up and execute.
I already know.
Is it the spider? Is
Yep.
that what you're thinking of?
Spider.
Yep.
Most of the
took,
spider scenes
like,
took a
I
long
think
time.
4 hours to get
One shot.
two
Oh,
shots.
2 shots.
Because it was, we don't have CG, but Hilly really wanted that scene. She goes, I feel like it's like the heart, and we need to have that.
It's right in the middle of the video.
Plus, he says, "Let him go." So why aren't we doing that in our parody
Yes.
and changing the lyrics ever so slightly?
Yes.
So we had to create a giant puppet, like giant. It was like actually made of
Sheila.
makeup. Like the face was all like foam, like it was makeup, and the rest of it was a whole structure that they had to create in order to puppeteer it. And then we
Yes.
had to have, I think, 10 people on it.
Wow.
Because you have 8 legs, then you have the
Yes.
butt, and then
the
you have to
head.
move it.
I wish I had been there to be one of the pioneers. I would love that. No, believe me, I'm a
After
huge
4
fan.
hours of getting 2 shots, just because we shot it maybe, the first take it's approaching Sam.
Yes.
We shot it maybe 30 times. And I'm glad we did, because when you come to editing,
Yes.
you have to do it a certain way that it's feeling real in that moment, and only 1 shot actually worked.
You're kidding.
No.
Nope.
Out of how many takes? Only
30.
one?
Just for that scene.
30.
Then there was
Wow.
other like 7 other scenes.
I kept going, and because I like pick the
Wow.
ones that are my favorite, and I start placing them in the timeline, and I layer them all on top. I go, nope, nope, nope. Oh my God, nope! I'm running out of clips. Nope, nope, nope. And I go, Hannah, and she's like, calm down. I think we got it. I'm like, nope, nope, nope. Does that work? Does that work? Okay. Yeah, it was like that
That's-
scary.
Well, because it's
Crazy.
it's a puppet. It wasn't
is.
CG, so we're trying to make it feel real. And it's like if it's doing something like this, you're like, oh God, that's not gonna work.
The scene that took a long time to
That took the
frame,
longest.
long time to frame for me was the light of Elendil and his sword, because can I stand? Can the camera see me if I stand on my two? No, I have my heels on. If you were to just look at Sam during that scene, it looks like he's just like this. But honestly, with my backpack on, okay, the backpack's 30 pounds, so I'm already stoutier. But I get, and she's like, Hannah goes, show me your position. So I'm like this.
So
and
I'm
she's
looking
like,
at a screen cap.
she's like,
so I
no.
have to
She's like,
position her.
lift the light. So I go, she's like, no. And then by the time she made my adjustments, I was like, that. It was the weirdest position outside of the camera
Because
lens. And I was like, is this right? And she's like, yeah. And then I saw it, I'm like,
It looks great.
yeah.
Weird
Because I was
cameras
like,
that. It looks great.
It's because when they're filming the movie, they just frame it. Yeah, they may say don't cover your face. All right, bring the sword up a little bit. But they're just shooting it, and I don't know where they were standing,
and
what they
Sean
were doing.
is just
And it's
doing
also
Sean. You know what I mean?
moving
It's
in.
like,
And Sean's just being himself. He's acting, so I'm sure that they adjust it. But when I have to copy it, it's up, it's kind of out, it's kind of up, it's looking down, it's kind of coming in a little slow. Okay, turn your eyes, now move your head. I mean, it's just to where you start ending up like.
yeah. and I was getting so lightheaded because the backpack was
Yeah?
I had bruises on my back because it was the last day of shooting, and I was just
Oh,
not
wow.
having it, and I was like, Hannah, I'm gonna die. And she's like, that's okay. And I'm like, I didn't say that. She's like, no, you're doing good, you're doing good. And then I was like, I'm gonna cry. And my eyes were watering just because I was acting, but also the backpack was really heavy. So I was like, just let it come. I'm really uncomfortable. Let him go.
That's dedication. That's real dedication. That's awesome. Next question, real quick. The one that Hannah is wearing, this Hobbit cape.
Yes.
Where'd you get this Hobbit cape that you're wearing?
Mine's over
I was
there.
just asked 4 times, about this cape, so I better answer this
Someone's spamming. Stop.
Yeah. No, they want to know. Fans want to know.
These were made for our
These are
parody.
made for our parody. So
I have one too.
if you go online and you haven't seen our parody, it's Lord of the Rings, Let It Go parody. And these were actually created by our grandmother. And our grandmother is a seamstress in Las Vegas. She's been
fabulous.
at Caesar's Palace creating all of like
We should
Cleopatra.
Since we're talking about stuff.
So anyway,
so
she designed this. She actually had to design it. And the thing that's funny is everyone says this color is so
Mine for you,
good.
Justin.
Blah blah blah. I actually found this material at a material store, and it was like a blue. And
We dyed it,
and
yeah.
we dyed it to get it that elvish color, and
Yeah.
it's made of like some sort of drapery
Yeah.
to get that design because I couldn't afford the wool.
Okay, we're
They're
going to
selling
have
online from
a
New
show
Zealand.
and
They are
tell.
selling the real wool from New Zealand.
And
yeah.
it's a fortune. So I was like, nope.
We're going to have a show and tell right quick.
We're gonna have a show and tell,
Everyone
yes.
knows what Sting looks like. We use Sting for the parodies.
Hey, that's my sword.
Yeah, but it's no new news. People own Sting at home. This one is Sam's sword, and it's from iloveswords.com, and it's like 1 in 100, I would guess, because this is actually like the screen accurate one with all the
like
distressing
iron.
that they cast out of like the movie one,
Oh, cool.
and it's really awesome.
And we had to have the scabbard made because it's not
And
sold.
we had the scabbard made because that's not sold. And then here is my least favorite item.
Wow, look at that.
It's my backpack.
With your pots and pans. How about that? Wow, that is heavy.
I know. You want to feel?
Yeah.
It's probably not heavy for you.
It's not
but-
compared to Sean Astin because she's much taller, but
Oh no, this is plenty to carry.
Yeah,
God,
right?
I'd be sick of carrying
And then
this
they
around
make the
after a
straps
while,
real
too.
tight on me, and I'm like, I'm like this. And she's like, lift your arm. I'm like, I can't.
Oh,
I'm hungry.
We have the rope and
Cliff.
his little blankie. I call it the airplane pillow because it's always like right behind his head. So anyway, we bought
This
these
is
just to show.
Hope you guys like that. If you
I
So
love this.
yeah, at first it wasn't bad, but then by like the 7th day, I was like, I'm done.
you're done with this? Authentic. You put so much effort into having real authentic details, and then after the details of the shot and the composition of your frame and all that effort, then all of a sudden you decide to put in a pita bread. We're not going to make real lembas, we'll just put in the pita bread. And it was the perfect joke. It was so funny.
Well, we didn't.
Loved it.
I mean, I know there's recipes online to create your own pita bread, but I was like, I'm not going to
We're
try
not.
this.
We're not eating. You mean your own lemon bread? I mean, did you hear that?
I did.
To make your own pita bread.
Because we
everyone.
weren't gonna eat it, and we're like, it looks pretty okay right now, and it's so fast, whatever.
No, it looks funnier. It's a much funnier joke, I think, that you got that. I love it. A question from the chat.
Cliff, you actually held Sean Astin's backpack. How does that compare?
This I did when we did an interview with Sean.
Oh yeah,
at his
isn't this
house.
heavier?
He went into storage and said, "Here, look what I've got." And he pulled out his original backpack and his original props.
Which
Oh my
Cliff was like freaking
And I
out.
was like, "Holy Toledo! Whoa!"
Did you get to feel it?
Yeah, I got to carry everything. We held it. It looks just like this. He didn't have
That
Halloween
one.
cauldron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is-
Well, we had to take off some weight, or she wouldn't have lasted.
I know.
Yeah.
but
There's no way.
There's plenty of weight here. This is very authentic. by the
Oh,
way.
really?
Yeah, this is very authentic. The way you've got it rolled up together and these little things on the side.
Yay!
Oh gosh, I'm glad to put it down too. I'm so glad.
Oh, and
those
those for those watching, Sean Astin actually watched our video, and he had some very, very nice words about it, and he really, really liked it. So we got approved by Sean Astin.
Yay, that's wonderful. What shot in this parody gave you guys the most feels?
Oh, I already know.
What gave you the feels while you were shooting this? Because there's a lot of like Sturm and Drang going on in this video, which I love.
What was one of your favorites?
My favorite, my favorite feels was actually the way that you embraced Frodo just wrapped up in that
Ring
spider
Wrestler
web.
hat?
Yes.
Oh no,
The-
Don't Leave
the-
Me Here Alone.
Yeah,
Okay,
Don't Leave Me
sorry.
Here Alone. Yeah, I love that.
Aw, thank
you.
you. Oh, everyone's dying.
I don't know. I'm trying to see if yours is the same answer.
I already told you today.
What was it?
It's the whole last chorus of Let It Go.
The whole last chorus.
No, when filming.
Filming.
Yeah.
Yes, the question is, what gave you the most
It was,
feels
I
while
call
filming?
it the Disney shot. It's the shot where it's on the last chorus and Frodo's looking at the ring and his eyes dart over and then you hear Sam like, here we stand. And the way you turned and the way you moved and the flutes kicked in and you looked like Sam and your eyes were all watery, like you're going to start falling. And then it was a feeling of like so cinematic. I was like, we didn't capture it on behind the scenes, but I was just stomping like, did you see that? Did you see that? And I was just freaking out. I got like goosebumps all over. I was like, that is like the shot. Like, and it did because the music swelled, and me being a freaky artistic like director person, I was like, that's it. That's it. I got the shot. I'm already done. She's like, shoot it again. I was like, nope, I'm done. I got the shot. That was just
for me, acting wise, I think I had the most emotions doing the Let It Go chorus.
Mr. Frodo, Let It Go?
No, just the whole Let It Go. Like all the scenes with Sam and Mount Doom with Turn Away and Leave Mordor. Like I was just
crying.
I was crying. But the one that gave me the most like fan feels was seeing the Shire set for the first time. I was like, ah! Because like I was getting my feet done the whole time, so I didn't see the progression of the set being built.
Oh.
So I was standing on my feet for like 3 hours, and then I got carried onto set because my glue was still wet, and they like sat me down on the grass, and I was just like, here's your pipe, and I was like, oh my gosh, it looks so. Because I didn't think it was gonna look that good.
The little gardens around.
But like we actually had real grass.
It had some really awesome crew, and everybody was just decorating, and they're like, you know, because at that point we had the guys, and all the guys did the heavy lifting. I had a lot of girl crew, and all the girls were placing the flowers. So all the girls they were like, we need color here, and we need some here, and I was like, oh, put some yellow there. Oh yeah, that looks nice. So it's like you have some little feminine touches
And
going on.
you can't see in the parody, but there's actually grass on like the roof.
Yeah, we had grass on the roof,
I love that.
but I couldn't back up anymore. You would see it was fake.
Yeah,
Really?
you would see the ceiling.
like I couldn't pull
the
back
ceiling
and
to
make
the
it wider.
warehouse. You would see because we can't get a lot of shots looking up
Because
because
you'll
you
see.
see the ceiling of the warehouse.
You guys have become bona fide filmmakers, where you're putting all these expenses, no expense spared, for a tiny shot, just for a few seconds.
I know.
You know,
It's pretty funny.
That's authentic. It's amazing. It's really amazing. And I see this play.
like Sam's
It
right.
plays so well.
Sorry, I was just
Question from
waiting.
the chat.
Yes.
Actually, a comment.
I-
Kay Doki says, I actually sang the Lord of the Rings parody song at karaoke.
How
People probably were like, huh? Yeah.
great.
They're like, I don't understand. You're singing the wrong lyrics.
Oh my gosh! Well, thanks for doing that. That's
so
awesome
funny.
of you.
Samwise version. I like that.
Another question from the
I hope she
hotline.
like cried though. Let it go.
Dear Hilly and Hannah, I just wanted to state that y'all are amazing. I love that. That must be from Texas. Y'all are amazing. One ring to rule y'all. It's true. But my question is, do you think you could make a parody for Desolation of Smaug and or Battle of the Five Armies? Or have you guys kind of covered Tolkien for now?
Okay.
Oh! Okay.
I don't think.
That's Love Jessica. Love Jessica. Okay, that's from the hotline.
Hi, Jessica. I don't ever want to say we're totally done with Lord of the Rings. Right now we are. We're done for right now because we just finished and we really, really like it. Whereas The Hobbit kind of leaves an open door for us.
Yeah.
Because with regards to Lord of the Rings, I don't think we could ever go back and do like Fellowship because we finished it.
Unless you know that other thing we've talked about.
No, but that still messes it up, and you know how I mean it would mess it up. Yeah. But we're not saying no. We're not saying no to future Hobbit parodies because honestly, before we did the Lord of the Rings parody, we did have a Hobbit parody in mind, but because of funding and cast and 13 Dwarfs, we said no, and we put it on the shelf. So right now it's on the shelf.
I don't know if we would ever return to that, but we may have some other ideas or something.
Middle Earthish.
Middle Earthish ideas. Sorry, I'm
Hobbitish.
stretching my back.
British? Okay.
We should have a cameo in ours.
I'd love that.
And Justin too.
Okay, that sounds awesome.
You guys can be doors because there's 13 of those.
Okay.
I personally have a question. Is the Hobbit parody and Lord of the Rings parody in the same universe? Like, is there continuity?
She's Frodo.
I'm Frodo.
I'm obviously not.
Like Peter Jackson, like all the 6 movies are together, part of the
Wait, are we talking about parody?
Wait, what are we?
Yeah, the parody.
Are they in continuity? What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Are they in the same, like, they're in you'll have to get the same cast if you want to repeat.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
No, I would love to, but it just depends. Like with us, for example,
Scheduling.
It's the scheduling. Plus, then we don't have like the giant budget to be like, well, my fee is this every hour. And it's like, that's like honestly for the days you're here. You know what I mean? Like, and so it's kind of to the point where we're like, look, do you want to collab? Do you want to be a part of a couple fun days? We can pay you this much. So it depends whose schedule's open, who's open to collaborating, having fun, and sometimes, casting sometimes
We
has
would
to
try to
change.
use the original
Yeah,
dwarf
of
cast,
course we
but
would.
I mean, most of them are performers, and
Some,
they have
I think some have
very
even moved by now.
yeah, they have
they
very
get caught up
very busy
in-
schedules.
And other commitments, don't they?
We still ask
Yeah.
though. We still
We
ask
might need a
original.
substitute.
Okay.
Lots of questions about your shirt. They want to see the shirt and where they get it.
Oh,
Mr. Frodo,
It
let
says,
us
Mr.
go.
Photo, let it go. And you can get it at shophillywood.com, and with every t-shirt you buy there or any item, you get a free Hillywood wristband. It's part of our after Christmas sale.
oh, very
I liked it
nice.
so much.
And on the back, it has our website too. Oh, well.
This is the model,
This
so
is
it
the model.
doesn't. So they're being forged in the fires of Mount Doom. So if you would like a Mr. Frodo Let It Go t-shirt,
Please show off all of the Let It Go shirts. People in the chat. What does this say? People in the chat want to see it. People in the chat room who are watching want to see Let It Go. This is great because these letters, the font is just like the
Lord of the Rings.
The Lord of the Rings font.
And the O is the ring, and
Mr.
it's
Frodo, that-
shiny.
and it has the inscriptions on it.
The Elvish language.
Yeah.
That's very cute.
So if you haven't seen the parody, go watch it.
People are like, what?
It's Sean Astin approved. That's all we can say.
Oh,
Oh, and Adam
great.
too.
Oh, and Ori, Adam Brown saw it, and he said it was epic.
Really? I love Adam Brown. He's a great
I do
interview.
too.
He's a great interview. He's a great guy. Excellent comments here from the hotline. I have to mention this. Would you guys ever do a director's audio commentary on previous episodes? Fan reaction. That's why we should do a live audience more often.
I know.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
you
should.
can- yeah.
We've talked about doing some type of commentary before.
What we might do, because I think the thing with our commentary is that they'd be too short, because our things are only like 3 minutes. So we were kind of against that. We might do a commentary on our
Behind the scenes.
2001 remake of The Lord of the Rings, which I did when I was 11 years old. We remade The Lord of the Rings.
When she was like 11
When
years
I was
old.
11, we
Really?
did the
scene
Fellowship
per
of the
scene,
Ring,
and it's the
scene
worst
per
crap you'll
scene.
ever seen.
That sounds hysterical.
It is.
It is.
But it's sad because it's like it's so bad that like the Mines of Moria are like wash sewerways, and like for Hobbit feet we put like dishwashing gloves on our feet with paper toenails, and it's
from our hairbrushes
really
glued on.
bad. But what's sad
It's
about it is that
bad.
we were telling the actors like, okay, on this part Aragorn cries, cry. And it's like we didn't like
He's like 11 years old.
we didn't like zoom out to be like you are in a park, like there are ducks.
Yeah.
Like why are you crying? Like we didn't zoom out. It was like we were movie making,
I can't
and
believe-
it wasn't a parody. It was like just a remake because we liked it so much. We're like let's make it, guys.
Has this ever seen the light of day? Well, I mean,
Well, in our behind the scenes, we showed like the
2
quickest
seconds.
snippet of like some of the scenes.
I can't believe you've been sitting on this for so long.
Well, that's
this
why
sounds
we-
good.
because
This sounds great.
It's terrible.
It's actually 3 hours long.
It
We
is
made
a
the
shot-for-shot
whole-
remake.
Yes,
It's a
it
shooting
is.
3
I
hours.
think there's only like 3 scenes that we said we cut out, and we do like this little intro to say it's not here, but of course we're dressed like the Hobbits or something.
It's terrible.
Oh
It's
my God,
embarrassing,
that
but
sounds so
everyone that has
funny.
watched it has like laughed, almost peeing their pants because it's that bad. Because we were so serious. Like if someone didn't show up and they couldn't make the
This
shoot,
is-
I was like livid.
This is how legit.
I was only like 15.
Yeah. No, this is how legit our editing system was, because this was before IMAX, were a kid's toy. We had the 8mm camera, and then we would have our radio for like the concerning Hobbits music, because when Frodo and Gandalf are talking, the music's in the background. So we'd say, "Action, stop." Okay, was that where it's at? Okay, leave it. Next scene, don't touch the radio. And action, record, play. Stop.
So you hear the music
Now that you've sold me on that, we have to maybe.
Oh, we haven't even gotten to the Gladstone yet. You should
Really?
see one of those parts.
You've got to share some excerpts, maybe highlights from this. You've got to share that with us.
Well, here's another thing:
sounds so delicious.
we did Amon Hen.
Yeah?
And we had a couple of our friends dressed like the Uruk-hai, but all they were painted completely black.
Yes.
And we
Like
were
black powder, like charcoal?
like
Really?
powder, like
Yeah.
that charcoal
Did
powder.
they look a little
the
Al Jolson?
whole
Is that what you're
face.
trying to tell me?
No, they didn't even look like Uruk-hai. They didn't have I think they had fake teeth.
Yeah, they had fake teeth.
like the vampire chopper
We
teeth.
couldn't figure out how to do their makeup. Like an 11-year-old mind, I didn't know how to do makeup. So I go, let's just make them like, just cover them like maybe how they're like
Black.
dirty and like dark. And I just put powder all over these poor people. They went home with like powder up their nose and powder in
But
their
then
ears.
we were shooting up at a mountain in Vegas. It's kind of like a recreational mountain, and you were walking around dressed as Pippin, and
That was my first character.
Yeah, and she was walking around, and the ranger came up and saw these people all in black following her, and, and they got scared because they looked weird.
Yeah.
They looked like kind of homeless, like kind of like sat by the fire.
And he was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "She's dressed like Pippin." Like, I mean, I don't even know what he was
And
saying.
in my like rubbery gloves, I'm like,
He's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Are you sure?" She's like, "Yeah." And it's like I could just envision his mind of going, "What is going on?
Yeah.
Who are these people? Why are you dressed like that? Why do you have gloves on your
And we
feet?"
had
It's so weird.
8 different Gimlis, and we'll just stop there.
8 different Gimlis.
Yes, because
Oh, okay, okay.
we couldn't
You couldn't.
we couldn't find commitment.
A good Gimli is hard to find.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way. Question from the chat.
Fan Leanne has stayed up till 4 a.m. to watch you guys today.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's great.
Hi, Leanne.
What countries do you want to go to? Do you want to go to Brazil? Or
Everything.
Netherlands?
Scotland.
Scotland and England. We have a really big fan base in England. That'd be cool.
England. We'd love to visit New Zealand again. We've only been once.
Australia. I'd like to go there too.
It's
Only been
wonderful.
once.
Yeah,
We've been to a couple countries so far. Everywhere.
When did
This
you go
is-
to New Zealand?
When did you go to New Zealand?
In 2003. You know the story.
I do.
Don't act like you don't know. Okay. In 2003, you know, right?
I do know, but I'll let you tell the story.
2003, I entered a contest and I won with a video submission. I won a trip to New Zealand to interview the cast of The Lord of the Rings on the red carpet in Wellington, New Zealand.
2003.
For
yes.
Return of the King premiere. And I was told on the carpet, you're only going to get a couple of them because you're only AOL. Like, you're not a big whatever. And I got,
It was the AOL contest. Yes.
and I got every single one.
Every one of the cast came
Yeah.
to you instead of just a couple?
Yeah,
Everyone.
because
That's
I was 13 and apparently super light. they just looked at me and were like, "Oh, okay."
Poor child.
Poor child.
I hadn't met you yet, had I yet? And
No.
No.
You met us at the TheOneRing
I was
convention.
a few feet away from you in the press pool. It's true. Oh my gosh. You were standing there, and I was a few feet away from you because we were there with Carlene. We were shooting footage for Ringer's Lord of the Fans, our documentary.
So
we
were
did.
you smushed too? Because
We were so smushed up. We were outside the Embassy Theater, right?
Were you underneath the screen?
I was actually not under. I was close to the screen on my left, and the black.
Could you see? Was the stage across from
Yeah,
you?
the black stage was across from me.
Oh my God!
And the big Nazgul
What
with
a
his
small
fellow beast was on
world.
my left, and I was.
That was on my left too.
I was standing right next to you. Before I even met you. I was literally standing right next to you.
Oh my God! And then
Too crazy.
that's crazy. And then
Crazy.
And you guys are having fun on the red carpet. I did get to go to New Zealand, but I learned they were like, a guardian needs to go with her, and I was like,
she was only 17.
I was
so she didn't-
17. They
she
go, you
didn't
have to
make
be
the cut.
18, which I was going to be in 3 more months,
Yes.
and I could have experienced everything.
But they wouldn't allow that.
But it was so crowded. Like, here was the carpet, and it was like, barriers. I couldn't even get near that because I'm so tiny anyway, that the only spot was this really weird area with like this gate that carried down that way. And like people were like around it, we were trying to see, and all I saw was like Peter Jackson's hair go by, and then but Ian McKellen actually saw that we were the fans that could not even get near, and he moved people aside and took off his little hat and waved, and I was like,
I have a good story of Ian McKellen from the after party.
Tell me.
That I've never like shared with our fans. Just recently, I tweeted about
I love private conversations.
No,
with
just
the stars.
recently I tweeted it before our parody was
Yes.
released because I remembered it.
There's nothing like an after-party conversation.
No,
to share
because
with
like
fans.
I didn't go up to every star because some of them were eating at the
Yes.
after party. But I did get a picture with most of them, and then I went home and my card was cracked, and so I lost all the pictures. But I have all the memories.
Okay.
So, so I had all the
She
memories.
cried for like a week.
But
That's okay.
I went up to Ian, I asked for a picture, I took a picture, and then he stopped and he looked at me and he recognized me from the carpet.
Ian.
But then he bent down in his Ian McKellen voice that he has. He goes, and he looked at me, he goes, "You have stars in your eyes." And he goes, "And one day you're going to be among them." And then after that, he walked away. And she goes, and I didn't know what to feel. I was just like, oh wow. But now as I'm older, it's such a bigger impact on me.
Yes.
Like it's something that I latch on to and I find inspiration. Because when you're 13, you're just like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? But as you're older and you kind of experience life, you're like, oh my God, like those words.
Ian is
It was
brilliant.
like an angel.
Ian is brilliant, isn't he? He's quite brilliant.
Okay.
That's so exciting to hear. You know, I just love it. I mean,
I just like how he said it to you and was like,
and then he
No, I think I said something in my back. I go, oh, thank you. And he's like, no, I mean it.
oh, okay. That he was just like,
No. I said like, oh, thank you, and I giggled because that's me. And he's like, no, I mean it. He goes, you'll be there. And he like walked away.
Do you know where else you'll be? Know where else you'll be come February 21st?
At the one last party. Yay!
Yes! We have an announcement to make because I don't think we've really made this announcement
not
yet.
really, no.
Every year for the Lord of the Rings movies and every year for Hobbit movies, we, the fans, put on a big Oscar party. And Oscar nominees, whether they are winners or losers, they all come and visit our party because they want to have some, time to celebrate with the fans. And we're doing another one. One last time. Hashtag one last time. And we're going to do a party, a big special one last party. And we've just got confirmation.
Oh my God.
That, oh gosh.
Sorry. That's what you have. That's good that you don't have long hair like me because I am all tangled.
Is that what? Oh, the lav microphone is
Just
really-
leave it. It's fine.
It's all
Okay.
right. As long as you sound and look good, it'll be fine. Glad we're not live.
Yes, that was not
Hey,
live.
take two. Just let cut. Last
I'm
looks.
sorry. Go ahead. One
She said-
last party. Whatever you do. Sorry.
No, it's
I was
great.
just like, what's got me?
Everything,
Go ahead.
Anyway,
everything
the
comes-
party.
We're all just coming together for one big party.
Yes.
And we have a fundraiser going on. It's Indiegogo, which is just like a Kickstarter campaign. And we're going to have, hopefully, if Billy is free, we'll have Billy performing. We definitely are going to have William Kircher, who plays, he plays the dwarf Biffer. Biffer, who has an axe in his forehead, remember? And he can only talk in ancient Khuzdul. So we're going to have his band, the California Dreamers, and we'll have a lot of other performers and surprises. And I'm so glad that you guys have decided to come on board and help us, get more attention for the big party. Because
Yes.
it's going to be our last chance to celebrate.
Yes, and we'll definitely be there if you guys help raise the funds that they need. And it's really easy. You just go on the website, you pick your package for whatever you want to give or your ticket price, and then also we'll be doing like a live stream
Yes,
during the
actually,
party, so you can donate to it, so that you can still see a live stream, and it'll be really fun.
One of the perks, if you donate to the party and you can't really make it because you're in London, we have lots of fans around Europe and South America and Japan. We have fans everywhere around the world. But if you can't make it, you can be part of the live stream. And these two cats are hosting the live stream to this amazing party through the night.
Yay!
Yay! I'm so excited.
Geek out just a little bit.
We're going to geek out. It's going to be so great.
Like, hi guys.
So hopefully you guys
Sorry.
will come because there are some talks in the works that we're trying to show our parody like on a big screen for you guys,
That would be
and
so lovely.
you
Yeah,
know, just
we'll get that sorted.
make it really epic. So it's gonna be fun.
in order to make the party
Should we do
happen,
fan calls?
you guys got
We
that?
should. Hey, guys, we're getting a lot of text messages in the hotline that you can call now because
Yeah, calling
we
line
still have-
open.
we have this ending segment of the show, so if you have a call and you want to actually say
yeah.
hi,
We'll try to
live,
make
give
it
a call.
quick so we can get to
Again,
things.
the hotline number is area code
530.
530 number 6 number 4 FRODO.
I don't.
How's my sign language? FRODO.
D-O.
I don't remember my sign language.
I took classes
Sorry,
in
I
AS.
know.
Oh, that didn't take long. Didn't take long, did it?
Questions? Yeah, questions about anything the Lord of the Rings or our Lord of the Rings parody. Let's keep it all the same.
Yes. Good news, everyone. Will Futurama joke? Anybody? I want to do a Futurama parody someday of my very own, and maybe we should plan and we'll talk about that. You're live on the hotline. Hello, welcome to the show. What's your question? Hello, are you there? Hello, you're live on the TheOneRing hotline.
Hello?
Anybody there?
Goodbye.
One more time. Oh, look, who's on my voicemail? John Callan. John Callan, the actor who plays Owen. He's on his voicemail. I got a voicemail from one of the
I thought he was calling.
This is just, maybe he was. I don't know. Maybe how long ago did he leave that? Oh no, that was on December 8th. Got a voicemail from one of the dwarf actors, and I just found it.
I talked to Graham McTavish.
I love him. He's great.
I talked to him on the phone. One of my
Isn't he
Kiwi friends hooked me up, and he's like, "Here he is!" Like at 3 a.m. I was like, "Huh?" And he's like, "I liked your Hobbit parody." I'm like, "Thanks!" And he's like, "Bye!"
He's so great.
I was like, "Who's that?"
Who's your call?
He's got another call. He's great on that new Outlander show. He's on that. Hello, welcome to the Torn Hotline. You're on the air. Hello?
Hello?
Well, there you are. Hi, welcome.
Hi.
Hey there. What's your name? Who's calling?
My name is Jenny.
Hi, Jenny. Welcome to the live show, Torn Tuesday.
Hi.
Do you want to say hi to Hilly and Hannah?
Hi.
What's your question, dear?
My question to you guys. Well, first of all, I want to say that I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, and I wanted to give you guys a little tidbit. Aragorn, Viggo Mortensen, was actually born and raised where I live.
Really?
I actually had the same teacher, English teacher, that he had in high school.
How cool.
Really cool.
That is so funny.
I wanted to let Hannah and Hilly know that because I talked to him a few months ago when they just did the Doctor Who parody, and I talked to him and I forgot all about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I told them because they're such big Lord of the Rings fans.
Oh, that's cool.
So I told them that.
That's very cool.
My question is for Hannah.
Oh.
I was wondering if you would ever be willing to reverse roles with Hilly instead of Hilly being the main, I guess, main character, I guess you can say. Would you ever want to be like the main person, the main character in one of your parodies?
Great question. Great question. Do you want to leave the director's chair and be in front of the camera a little bit more, Hannah?
Honestly, it depends what I have to do and what character I would have to play, because when me and Hilly discuss who's going to play what, we honestly start going for facial structure immediately. And when it came down to even Lord of the Rings, Hilly was
I
saying,
offered her Sam. She didn't want it.
when you should do Sam, she was, you're a little more round in the face, and I could probably do Frodo because I'm a little more chiseled. And I just knew in my mind what I can do and what I can't do. And I was like, I cannot get that emotional, I don't think, as Sam, or pull the facial expression, especially Sean's lips, how he has his little overbite.
Yeah.
And Hilly was already saying, oh no, this is how you do it. Look, look, look. And I'm like, why would I even try if you can do it? So I don't know. It depends what I have to do. But to me, honestly, playing Frodo was such a huge role, even though I didn't really lip sync too much. I had to really act for once, and I couldn't be behind the camera.
Yeah, and then plus, I think we're both equal on this, is that I feel less comfortable directing than she does. Like, I would have to direct a lot, and I feel not as comfortable because, like, I can take order, but, like, no one has the listening ear for me, should I say. And with Hannah, she doesn't feel as comfortable acting.
No.
She gets more nervous and she feels most comfortable directing.
But we help each other.
So it's a team effort that we both kind of agreed on, and it's never really like, oh, you're that and I'm this. It's just like a team effort.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm still involved. I'm like the director. I like created it, you know, like to make it happen for your vision. So I don't ever feel left out completely. No. You know, like I've never felt that way. So
it's our baby.
Hopefully, Frodo was a good role.
Thank you for your question. That's awesome about Vigo. I just bumped my funny bone.
I wanted to let you guys know, and I wish I would have did it a long time ago when I knew, but I was like, yes, I can call her and tell them no.
Oh, well, thank you,
cool.
Jenny.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Oh, that's really nice. Do you know, one of the best reasons I think why your Frodo and your Sam works is just because of your eye color. You naturally fit the roles. You can do Elijah's big, beautiful, light-colored eyes. This rich Sam color of brown eyes, so beautiful. I think that's why it works as well as it works.
She actually wore contacts.
We
had to give her a little more hazel.
Really?
Yeah, because Sean's eyes are hazel. So they go between brown and green. We're that detailed.
Oh, here, let's do one more.
One
We
more?
put this on.
Oh, no.
More. Welcome to TheOneRing.net Torn Tuesday. You're live with Hannah and Hilly. Hello?
Hello?
Hello there, dear. How are you? You're live.
Oh, hi.
That's okay. What's your question?
My name is Riley, and my question was, what character was easier to play, Bilbo or Sam?
That's a good question.
The easier question was Bilbo, by far.
Really?
Martin Freeman was way more easier because he plays the character of Bilbo as more of a creature, like little noses and little eyes and fingers. Like he's much easier, but
Little ticks. He does little behavioral ticks with his
he
fingers
does
all
the
time. He
little.
goes,
He's very twitchy.
Yeah.
And did she just hang up?
no, that was the other part.
But with Sam, it was the most challenging role because of how emotional Sean is, and his
And
acting.
you had to. How many times did you rewatch Sam's performance? Sean's performance too. Did you rewatch Sean's performance a few times?
Like a couple times,
Yeah.
but it was for me because I'm such a fan of the movie. It was mostly just by memory.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like I would look
Okay.
at the scene and I would recall it, and because I was doing the walking.
The walking
I was editing the
You were doing the walking edit. That's what you were doing the walking edit.
So to answer your question, Sam, just because I've never had to do crying stuff before, and that was the most challenging.
Really? Wow.
Thank you, Riley.
That's a great question.
Bye.
Thank you, dear. All right, on to our next question. Our hotline just keeps going crazy
I'm
and crazy.
sorry, guys, if we don't get to every call.
Unknown caller. 6. Just send a voicemail. Press 2.
Call from an unknown caller. Beep, beep, beep. Well, that was interesting.
There's a lot.
I wonder what the voicemails are going to
There's a lot of
like
people
later.
calling in because I advertised the number all 3 days.
Oh, I'm glad you did.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
We still love you if we don't get to all of you.
If you don't get your question, just text them. If we can't actually call, text, because that's fast too.
I like this question that came in on the hotline. It's a text question. How'd you get your cinematography in your Lord of the Rings parody to look so close to Oscar winner Andrew Lesnie?
Oh!
Yes,
Sorry,
we love Andrew Lesnie, but I technically it's as impressive as anything I've seen.
Oh my
anybody
God,
doing
thank
a
you.
parody.
Thank you.
Seriously. So how'd you get the photography to look that way?
We would work off of the movie, remembering the movie, and then she would position.
I would position
everything
the camera. For
perfectly.
this one, it was very difficult unless Hilly was acting. I usually always position and I shoot, and I did shoot a couple things.
Yeah.
However, we graduated into the Red Epic and the Red Dragon. It is far too heavy for me to even operate. And I'm being really tiny. So I could only hold it for a certain amount of time. So I got a camera operator,
Yes.
and his name is Shun, and he is awesome, great attitude, but I haven't really worked with anybody that's been able to operate like him, and I would have
and
to frame him.
understand because we would say, okay, the camera's here, so he'd set it up. He would never say like this and do his own thing. He was like Play-Doh. Like you could say like this and
Yeah,
no
Play-Doh,
questions, no nothing. Because he's a
questions.
huge fan of Lord of the Rings, so we would say like this.
Which
And
is fun.
Hannah would say position Hilly this way and position and move in and zoom in. And
No, it needs to be tighter.
He
No, it
was,
needs to be this.
He
And
was her
he
hands.
Did not.
He was her hands, and he made it.
He wasn't one of those people
Yeah.
that, question or I think it's this or that. He just it was almost like, just let me tell you what to do. And it kind of in a way, unless he thought something was off, he was like, if you screw it up, you screw it up because this is what you told me to do. So it was like, I was actually filming. That's how I felt like I was filming this.
But he was the most amazing gentleman to actually have a listening ear and to be excited and to have, he had such
Because he would
a
shoot
great
some
aura
things
on
and he
set.
would start, I could see the angle starting to go this way, and I would go, and I would just put him back and he would just go right back. And then after that I go, did you feel that? That
And
was
he would
more
be
of
like,
the
yeah,
angle.
that looks
And
so
he'd go,
good.
yeah, and he'd fix
But
his little
he's
glasses.
super
Yeah, that looks like
he's
Lord of the
super
Rings. That looks like
talented.
Lord of the Rings.
It does look like it.
And we
Yeah.
shot like some of Sam's crying scenes, and he was freaking out. He goes, this looks amazing.
So
and I was like,
he
I
was
know.
like, super talented to be able to do how we film.
It
Because
was-
most people just want to do their own thing,
yeah.
and he was
Right.
just there, and he knew how to operate, and he was just.
It was actually really helpful for me.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Really, really helpful.
That's
Sorry,
excellent.
we're
that's
very
okay.
long-winded. Sorry.
You have such energy, and I love the way you guys are so enthused. I love that enthusiasm. Where did you
We
get
love
your
Lord of the Rings.
Where did you get your replica ring? And where did you get Frodo and Sam's hair pieces?
Hair
So,
pieces?
the same. Someone has sent this question like 3 or 4 or 5 times. Where did you guys get that ring?
The ring is from the Hobbit shop, I believe it's called.
TheHobbitShop.com.
The Hobbit
The Hobbit shop.
Okay, very
The
nice.
chain actually had to be purchased somewhere else. I couldn't find the chain.
The wigs are
human hair.
and
But
they needed to be
They
altered.
need to be altered. So it's like we always purchase from different wig shops that are either on eBay, an actual wig shop in Vegas or something. And honestly, the wigs were like down to here. They were like natural human hair wigs, but we have to style it because you could put it on a dummy head and say that looks like Frodo, and then my forehead just say is much larger, so then it's like, so you have to wear them and we take them to.
And we
So
all
you didn't
hairstyles.
pre-purchase a Frodo wig.
No.
A regular wig and
So
style.
everybody who asks,
every
you
wig,
can't
yeah.
buy a Frodo wig or a Doctor Who wig because I don't know how many questions are like, where did you get your Doctor Who wig? I'm like, you can't just go online and find like the style.
No, and that's
have
what,
to actually
yeah, with
style it.
every
Right.
wig we either color, we straighten, we dye, we curl, we
like
smooth,
human hair.
it's stupid, it's crazy.
Is there any footage of those guys singing the lyrics? Do you have any footage of them in the recording booth singing the song for you? So we don't get to see the vocalists doing their bit. Because someone asked that too. That's a nice question, actually.
It is.
And
We
little
didn't-
behind the scenes of them?
Guys, I'm
No.
sorry we
Ah,
didn't think of
okay.
it because we were doing Walking Dead.
And
at the
they
same
did it fast because they were busy too. They were both, one was moving out of his house, one was booked for jobs, so they did it like,
at night.
and the
when everything was
composer did it fast too. The
Really?
turnaround time for all these guys was like
Wow.
4 days.
Wow.
It was stupid fast.
Okay, this question is for Hilly, who was playing Gandalf.
What?
Who? No, wait. No punctuation. When no punctuation. Let me insert commas and periods and semicolon. This question is for Hilly. Period. Capital W. Who was playing Gandalf? Question mark. I'm adding in the punctuation. He looked and sounded like Cain?
He's probably saying in the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing.
weird.
Because in the parody, he's just a shadow.
He's just-
So
yeah, I barely
obviously-
see any Gandalf.
No, it was Drew who played Jasper in Twilight.
Oh, okay.
It was just a crew and we needed someone that was taller, but we still had to put up like 4 apple boxes back there.
Yeah, because he wasn't big enough.
And I think he was the only guy on set, except for Shun, but he was like helping me operate because we couldn't put a girl, and so we're like, just throw this on and walk across. Okay.
You called. Please have Hilly and Hannah call me back. There you go. That's it. At this point, the interactivity in the show now comes right back to you. No, my thing is you call back and be our last caller. There. How about that? You
Do we
call
have
back
any
and
more,
you be
do we
our
have
last
any more
caller.
texting questions?
I've gone through as many as I can. Ian is so poetic in his speech. Yes, he is. And he's a vegetarian, as a matter of fact. He's a world-famous vegetarian.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I used
Note
to
to
work...
self: if I ever have him over for dinner, make a vegetarian meal.
Is it? Yes, please make a good vegetarian meal for Sir Ian. He loves that.
We're good with
Can I
those.
give you another surprise that you might not have known about my past career? Across the street, right across the street, on the top floor, is where I used to work for McKellen.com. And that was my first job working on the internet before I got to work for TheOneRing.net.
All the jobs I'm jealous of.
Sir Ian, I worked for Ian McKellen. He walked into the office one day. I'll tell you that story after we take this call.
Hello.
One more call from the hotline. Hello, you're live on Torn Tuesday. Welcome to the live show.
Hi.
Hello, dear. Did you call back?
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you did. Here's the sisters. Ask away.
Hi, I'm Bree.
Hello.
Hi.
So I just wanted to start off by I'm a huge fan of your show, and I love your guys' work, and I was only like 10 at the time when I first saw you, and right when I first saw you guys in first period, I'm like, I know what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I'm really nervous right now, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's fine.
So yeah, I'm really inspired by you guys, and this isn't exactly directed to Lord of the Rings, but like, I just wanted to know, like, if you guys have any advice for a beginner, and like, just, I don't know, how do you do what you do?
That's adorable.
Our advice, and I think it's the same, right?
Yeah, just remember that when you start off, you have to start small. Don't look at our work and say, that's exactly what I have to do, which that's what we did with Lord of the Rings, as we said about
it was
this
a fail.
And it was a disaster. But start off small, and remember just to always be yourself in everything that you do. Don't let anyone put you down and say, that's a dumb idea, that won't work. Try it out, see if you like it at first. And another thing to remember is don't copy anyone out there.
Try to be unique, because we get like a lot of fans that have actually called or wrote us and said, you know, you guys have inspired me, check out my parody, and then we go on it and it's like the same thing as ours. They've done the dancing, they've done the lip syncing, they did the whole, like, some of them have stolen our choreography, some of them have done the whole thing. So it's like, you know, if you like want to stand out, you have to have like, you know, confidence in yourself and believe in yourself that you can come up with a whole new idea, trust that idea, and say, I'm going to be the first. Because that's what helped us with ours, is that we were the first to do like movie musical parodies. So with you, it's going to be the first for you. So take that and run with it.
Well, thank you. And I actually am kind of friends with the director of the movie The Sandlot. I don't know if you know him, David McEvan.
Oh my gosh!
Forever.
Yeah. We've met since like, I think it was about 2 years ago, since like June 6th, and we're still continuing to email each other. He's all like, hey, you know, I saw a lot in you, and like he picked me out from the crowd, and he really took my hand and shook it, and he's like, one day, if you're ever in, I think it was actually California or something, I'll be glad to have you. Come down, see my sets, and I'll be glad to help you out. And so, I don't know, I've just been really inspired by you and him. It's really an amazing honor to be talking to you guys right now.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, definitely pursue that and take advantage of that relationship, and you'll learn a lot from it, and just good for you.
That's great advice, and you're in a good position, my dear, because everybody will tell you in LA, it's all about building relationships with people, and you've got to build good relationships, and you can get a mentorship, relationship with someone who will mentor you and provide resources and advice. It's a good place to be. And, you've got the whole wide world right in front of you, don't you? That's very exciting. Thank you for calling and being one of our last callers on the show, dear.
Bye, Bree.
Well, thank you for having the time to talk to me.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for calling in.
Bye. Happy New Year, dear. Very good. Very good stuff.
That was so sweet.
You guys, see what I'm saying? You guys have real grassroots following. And I think it's great. I think it's really great. And also, you guys might not even know it, but everybody in show business
Everybody.
Everybody.
Shut.
What are we putting this
did. I walked into that one. Let's just say that everybody in the studio system, everybody who are, TV network executives, they're watching very, very carefully the type of success and the trajectory of your career. You know that. And don't. No pressure.
I giggle because I do
Skeptic
feel
face.
like there's a couple times where
It's
we
true.
don't know, and then
Of
here's
course you
this
don't know.
important person, and they come and they say, "I liked your thing," and they walk away. And I'm like,
Yeah.
"So you've been watching this
Yes.
whole time?"
Hey, Sean Astin said
It's funny.
something.
No, I get
so
what you're saying.
We're good with Sean. He totally reached out.
But
and
you know
said
what I
something.
mean? It's where someone comes and
No,
says,
yeah.
"How did you?"
I think we spoke with some people that were at the Disney Channel, and they go, "Yeah, we watch you."
Yeah,
and
they
then
do.
we actually went into an MTV meeting once, a long time ago, and he sat there and he said, "Yeah, I watch all your stuff." And we go, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, I like
Yeah,
your Twilight
they
parodies."
do.
And I'm just like,
Exactly. Don't be surprised because I think that.
"And what do you think?"
See, they like to keep their cards close to their
Oh,
chest.
Justin's
are we
doing
doing?
us a-
Is Justin doing the samba
Wrap
or
up?
is this rap?
Let me just say this because I did want to wrap up.
We're doing patty cake, roll it up.
You guys
Work it
represent.
with me.
Thank you. There's a big change happening in the industry. There's a big change happening in how consumers get their entertainment, and you guys are at this whole new wave. And I know that some of the network executives are either nervous or they're excited. They're gonna have to.
Please don't be nervous.
No.
Be excited.
Because there's a change happening in all the industry and how shows are made, how
Yeah, I
entertainment is
I
delivered,
understand
and
that.
you guys are way at the cusp of this.
Well,
and I'm
that's only
excited for you.
because
I'm
of
excited.
the viewers, though. That's
Exactly.
only solely to the viewers because
But
we
it's
can't
also-
take any credit because if they didn't like it, we would be nobody. So.
Yeah, we'd be on YouTube,
So
watch our
it's all
stuff.
thanks to them.
It's all thanks to
Because if
them.
not, I'd be doing it in
Yeah.
vain.
And the new media
No,
that we
yeah.
have, watching things on our tablets and watching things on the go, you guys are at this whole new wave of how the entertainment industry is changing right under our very noses. And I'm excited as all get out. Thank you for being my guest.
Thank you.
It was great to have you here. Yay!
I'm shorted.
Time to sign off now. This is why we're live.
Bye, guys.
Good night. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week on Torn Tuesday, and we'll talk about.
Go watch the Lord of the Rings parody. Let it go.
And go watch the Lord of the Rings parody, and go watch the Battle of the Five Armies again.
Yes.
And
And the party.
and go sign up on Indiegogo and be part of our party.
She snagged it.
That's okay. It's all right.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. You guys are awesome, and thank you for being our live audience tonight. Woo!
I have
This
a
is
little
a
mic.
first for us. We've never had an excellent live audience like this, so thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Excellent. Cheers, everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy New
Are we
Year.
on? Are we off?
Have the Hobbit New Year.
And a Hobbit New Year.
Justin?